Gonna do a late June garden video. It's late June 2024, but things are really popping this year. We had a mild winter here in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, so it is really cracking right now. And as a bonus, it's either the third or the fourth year of the Japanese fiber bananas, we have flowering bananas this year, so perfect time to do a video. In front, these are impatiens. We have the Super Elfin Salmon Splash ones in the middle. I think I'm phasing those out because I started doing beacon impatiens this year. I forget the color, it's like a purple or violet. That's what you see on the opposite sides. Those are obviously coming in, and frankly, they're probably overplanted. Those were all started from seed this year though. And then the next level, you can see all the Elephant I've talked in a video, I think 2 years ago, that these just do fantastically here if they're bulbed up. They grow and divide and grow and divide. They could not be happier as long as I dry them out in November and then start them in, I don't know, March or April under grow lights and heat pads, and then they just grow and divide, and they do so well, and these are just going to continue to grow. I have some different things that I'm rotating in and out of the planter boxes. This was a canna that I bought at Pesci's greenhouse. It's a variegated canna. Foliage is great. I'm trying to rotate them through a sunnier spot though, all of my cannas, because otherwise they have difficulty flowering. These are Ito peonies that get a little stronger every year. They put on a phenomenal show for about 2.5 weeks with yellow flowers in June, and then they're just a shrub the rest of the time. Here, this is a potted Abyssinian red banana. You'll see some bigger ones in a second. This is one that got a slower start, so I just kind of had it in a pot, but now it's quickly catching up with the other ones. This is first of the Japanese fiber bananas. It's a transplant, a cutting from one of the other ones that I put in 2 years ago. Here we have a dense group of all of Elephant here that are really coming in. I'll back up so we can look at this whole path. Elephant on the left also. I'm going to show one interesting thing. I should never have transplanted it, but down here, hidden way under, we have a jack in the pulpit. And it's notable because were it to actually grow, it's in a weird spot right now. And if I transplant it again, it's going to be really small again. But if you've ever seen jack in the pulpit actually grow to full size, it is a incredibly tropical looking plant that grows naturally all over northern regions of the US, but only tends to really shady riverbeds, riverbanks, things like that, areas with lots of shade, lots of moisture. But anyway, and just a little thing to point out. Impatiens all along here. Abyssinian red banana over here. I bought a couple more of these because there are 3 large ones in a row here. These 2 were bought at Pesci's greenhouse this year in whatever it is, Mount Prospect, Des Plaines. But this third one, which is just as big as the other ones, was overwintered. And when I say overwintered, I mean it was in a dried out, cut, and then in a garbage bag. As was this one, the one in the planter over there. And they bounced back. So in front of them are a couple of others that are a variety. They are some sort of variant, a proven winners variant on the normal Abyssinian red banana. So they're a little bit smaller, and that's why I got them, because I think the idea being that they could kind of terrace their way up. And they're the 3 that are a little smaller in front of the ones that are a little bit bigger. And the idea being that I think even when they're full grown, they're always going to be a little bit behind these ones. But who knows? If they're started at the same time, maybe they'll all end up being the same size. So we're going to see. Here in pots, 2 Mexican fan palms. They don't, frankly and bizarrely, they're almost a little bit better in winter than summer, because in winter I can just kind of keep them by a couple of really sunny windows, and sun is what they care about. And here it's That's morning sun, that's east. Then we have this big plant, and then they can catch a little more in the afternoon, but these want just full sun all the time. But aside from that, they do okay. You can see this one's yellowing a little, but they do all right. It's a house plant, monstera, and mixed in with a couple of plantings that these all, I mean, I'm sure on video it all just looks like bunches of elephant ears everywhere, but these ones are actually just 3 individual plants that I put large holes in. That we're going for we're going for as big leaves as possible. But then the highlight, we have the Japanese fiber bananas. This is their fourth year, and the real question was, were we going to get any flowers off of them? And for the first time, we are. So we have the first flowering, which is really cool. I've never seen this happen before. And then you can see the bananas coming in behind the flower. If you know anything about Japanese fiber bananas, they're only going to be a couple inches long, and they're not going to be edible bananas, but who cares? This is the Chicago suburbs, and this is a flowering banana. I mean, that's so cool. Never knew necessarily that would happen. It's not a guarantee that they will happen, cutting them back every year, but it happened this year. And I'm pretty sure over here, another one of the plants, you can see it's starting to come in. So really cool. There'll probably be a couple of more, but again, as I said 2 years ago, if you want to try to do it in the Chicago suburbs, you can grow banana plants with just a little bit of care and protection. That this is going to get up, who knows, it'll at least be 14, 15 feet high, and certainly up to our 2nd story windows this year. So if you want to try it, it's doable. But one more look at the banana flower, just really cool. You see the bananas coming in right there. But yeah, an amazing start to the summer in the northwest suburbs of Chicago.